Hello there, Capricorn. This is your 3 cards for the month of August 2018. So I hope that the eclipses brought you some insight, some interesting events or aha moments happening during your opposite sign, Cancer. So could have brought some insight or events to your relationship life. And then when we shifted to the one on the 27th in Leo, Aquarius, and we have one more coming August 11th in Leo. So for Capricorn, Leo falls in your house number 8, which is sex, death, and other people's money. Yeah, yikes. So hopefully with the lunar eclipse on the 27th, there was some event possibly along those themes, and August 11th could continue that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be bad. It can suddenly bring those things into your life or make things very heated up or intense. So let's take a look for you, but first let's burn our sage. So I'm just going to bring the whole abalone shell over here. Just imagine this sage is all around you, purifying you. Anything in, on, or around you, we take it to the light. Send it all to the light, and we're just cleansing the cards. Ah, and look at that, the Fool is showing. I didn't do that on purpose. So we're going to shuffle, and if the Fool comes back, then it's meant to be for you. Otherwise, just take it as a little pre-card. Alright, your 3 cards. The 2 of Swords, the Hangman, 9 of Wands. Alright. So this sort of tells me that it's a month where you might be called on to be strong. 2 of Swords is very nice. It's the card of peace. Moon in Libra. Everybody wants to get along. Everybody wants to make things fair, balanced, beautiful. There's a willingness to discuss. There's an ease of talking about things. Can be a wonderful time if you feel like there's a backlog in your life of people you need to talk to or iron things out with or smooth things over or make amends or anything like that. Otherwise, could just mean like lots of collaboration and even just pleasant talk, you know, it doesn't have to be with a goal. The Hangman is where it gets a little more intense, because the Hangman is a card of sacrifice. And it's slow sacrifice. So it means over time, usually doing things that are repetitive and sometimes seem like they're really going nowhere, but you're actually learning a lot. It's a transformation by sacrifice. So maybe you can think of where in your life you feel sort of stuck. And you're like, oh, everything's so repetitive. I'm always doing the same thing. Nothing's changing. And really take a second look at that situation and ask yourself more, like, what have I really learned by being in this? Especially if you can't see an end in sight. You might still be in it. If you make peace with the small stuff, if you learn to see the very subtle things where you're changing, you're shifting your consciousness, then you'll see the Hangman has done its job. And you might still be in it. So if you feel like you have to make a sacrifice on some level of, it could be anything, your time, your energy, your emotion, your personal interests are set aside to help someone else or care for someone else, there is a higher reason to it. You know, it's not punishment. And then the card of Strength. So, you know, this card's coming up a lot with the month of August, so I guess it's a message to a number of signs. The Strength card is great, right? We all think, oh yes, I'm very strong. Yes, but we got to be careful with the Strength card, because there's a big sun shining, but there's all of these other arrows that are crossing it. And the moon is in Sagittarius in this card, meaning it wants to be free. So there's only so long we can be the strong one and shine for everybody. and hold the fort together and be the one everyone relies on. So, of course, those are great qualities. And as long as you're doing that in your hangman situation, and you're talking about it regularly, your Two of Swords, then you're good. But if you start feeling like you're hanging in there and holding the fort too much, and accumulating, and you're exhausted of being the strong one, then you have to take a look and rebalance something. Otherwise, it looks like this month you're sort of being called on to be supportive or strong for people around you or for yourself. And I get the overall feeling that you're in a good space with it, you can handle it. So it's really just a month to take a look at talking about things, ironing out details, finding compromises, not holding back or holding things in, and finding your limits in general in those situations so that you protect your energy. So overall, I feel a good month. Just some sense of duty and responsibility is in there, but you're going to get strength from being that person as well. You just don't want to overdo it, and then you're fine. Then it's going to give you confidence and strength to be in that role. All right? So if you want a longer, more personal reading, you can reach me under this video or at river-rain.com or on Facebook, Clairvoyant Medium, Catherine Allen. I wish you a wonderful month.